Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all. Peak flow. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, we giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets? That's a close encounter of what kind?
Coach, as the 2019 regular season starts speeding toward a conclusion, not too many games remain to be played here in Oakland, California. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The folks around the stadium clad in silver and black going to make every last game played in Oakland count. They're ready to go as their Raiders get set to match up with the Detroit Lions. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This one fielded at the 5. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Stafford on first down. And he finds Danny Amendola.
Stafford's pass complete to Danny Amendola. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 at the 29-yard line.
Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Alert! Under 10, under 10, 10, X3, 218, chopper. Watch the shift, watch 50-50.
Here's Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
18 on the play. And the Lions.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check. Alert! Slam. Check the backer. Rush in. No. Off. Double right. Watch the twist.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get 3 up to midfield.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Get that ball. Stay 50.
They'll try the left side. Swift. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Yeah, the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. The shotgun snap for Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10 at the 20. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The last run got 6. Now second and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. From 17 yards out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. On second down, Swift.
despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down.
Watch the pin. Check. Pin. Look at him.
A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 16-yard line.
Monday, down. You ready? Hold his mic. You better bring it. You better bring it. You ready?
From the gun, it's Carr. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. All day, defense.
Throwing now is Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
From midfield, here's Carr. Going up top. That's going to be caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Carlson now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 4. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board.
Tight dog, tight 22. 36. Check. Real right, 22. Hey.
On second down now, Swift. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's third down.
Set. 260. Move on the hard. Ready to move. Check 6 guard. Check 50. Check 50. Check. Here we go.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Open man. He's got him. The tight end, Hawkinson. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication. And then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
Oh, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Deron Harmon, and he will take this down to the 10-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space. There they elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it. Try and create some space, some room. And it went awry, didn't it?
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be second and goal now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with a band.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point good by Prater, and that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see when they decide to do a play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That would have been a great catch, but real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 37. Second year in Oakland for Waller after being signed off the Ravens practice squad, but only 6 catches, 75 yards a season ago. Then he got a lot of hype in the offseason following OTAs. Their offensive coordinator saying, you know, Darren, you have that position. Coach Gruden went as far as to say, Darren, you have the chance of a lifetime here. Well, now it's time for Darren Waller to go out there and prove it. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by that.
Carr going to try and throw on third down. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on third and long. Shotgun now for Carr. His throw caught right around the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They come out here in the eye. Here's Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Let's go, you Titans. 59.
They'll try the left side. Swift. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
Here we go.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
That's going to be a long day. Slam. Check 52.
They'll try the left side. Swift. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Middle. Hey, orbit. Let's go. Mike 19. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off.
From the 31, Stafford. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Give them a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
From the gun, Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Five. Yeah, check. Hey, Mike. Hey, no, switch the mic right here.
Operating from the gun, Carr. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. To throw is Carr. He's going to let this go for the... And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 20.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Check 4, check 4. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Check safety, check safety.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey, 50. Hey, red. Alert 3, alert 3.
Stafford. He's going to wind up and air it out. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ball game. And whatever the adjustments are the defense has made, hasn't slowed them, hasn't phased them at all. They either anticipated them or they've been so far ahead that they just can't catch up.
Now it's just a search to add to the lead. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Down. 185. 40's Mike. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Now Carr. 20. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyrell Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Check 3 tonight.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Check. 11. Slam. Check the backer. 50. Let's see it.
On 3rd down, Swift. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
No. Off. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Shift. Omaha, ready to move.
They run. It's Johnson. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll try the air now with Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Check. Check 99. Double right. Deuce. A little flare. White. Flare.
They'll try the left side. Swift. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
50. Rip left. And middle. He's coming. Double up.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. That's taken on the 25. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. From the gun, Carr. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. 55 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead.
Raiders 42, Lions 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Zebra. Check 31. Tighten up.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The Lions on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Middle. 22.
Now Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
It's a gain of 10.
22.
First down, Lions.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On second down, Swift. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Watch the edge. Check. Check. Hey, easy. Hey, motion. Slam. Whip. What he got?
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He loses 4, and it brings up fourth.
Loss of 4 yards. Brings up fourth down.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
Bang, 22. Bang.
Lions go for it on fourth. It's Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is taken near the 13. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah.
Tight dog. 36. Check, hot route. Hot. Hey, 70.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
And it's third down.
The Lions on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Got 3 down. Let's go, defense. And here we go. 6 guard. Check 6 guard. Hurry. Check 50. Jim. Check 24. 32.
Now a give, right side. Swift. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
25, check 25, check 25. Check, crunch, crunch.
They'll try and run for it. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. We are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Check 43.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
250. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They easy alert.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. The defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Raiders, they close out this first half.